YouTube? This is crazy, but today I'm riding the 2016 Victory Empulse TT. This is Victory's electric bike that they just came out with. So basically this bike is 100% electric. It does have a clutch, but the clutch is interesting because you only use the clutch when you're shifting. You don't need it taking off from a stop. And the gear pattern is really different. It's 1 and 2 down, and then neutrals in between 2 and 3, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all the way up. And I'm not sure why they did that, but the guy that's running the demo, he told me to, holy cow, whoa. The guy that's running the demo told me to leave it in 3rd gear and just take off from a stop in 3rd and just never go down past 3rd, so that's what I'm doing. This is pretty interesting. I've ridden 2 electric bikes already, the Zero S and the Harley Davidson Livewire, and they were fun bikes for sure. First impressions, you jump on this bike, it's extremely quiet. You can't even tell it's on until you turn the throttle and it starts moving. Yeah, throttle response is just like the other electric bikes I've ridden. You really got to pull the throttle before you start moving, so there's a lot of dead room in the throttle. It's not a bad thing though. It kind of gets you used to the power and used to the throttle response. So this bike is different than the other electric bikes I've ridden, because this one has a gear system. The Zero S and the Harley Davidson Livewire, they didn't have gears. They didn't have clutch at all. All you did was just pull the throttle like a scooter almost. I'm not sure what the RPM gauge is all about, but I'm in the red line right now and I'm in 5th gear, so I think the transmission is just supposed to help acceleration on these bikes, but I'm not sure if it really needs a transmission. Engine braking is pretty strong once you let off the throttle. That's similar to most electric bikes. There's lots of engine braking. And I'm pretty sure it regenerates the power a bit, gives you a little bit extended battery life. So yeah, there's a battery gauge on here. I'm at 96% right now. And the range says about 135 miles driving at this kind of slow speed and this throttle. I'm not sure I can really rev match on this bike, so I'm not gonna try. The gear shifter is a little stiff, I'll say that. It needs to be worked in. Like the gear changes themselves are kind of stiff, and you really got to make sure they go in. So you can't even feel the bike is on. It's just, it doesn't make any movement. It doesn't make any sound. Oh wait. Nope, can't feel anything in this bike when it's stopped. Brakes on here are very strong, so you gotta kind of take it easy. Wow, turning so easy on this bike. It just wants to turn. It feels so light and flickable. Very, very smooth bike though, in terms of throttle response and acceleration. So I'm doing 70 miles an hour right now. The bike is way past red line. I don't know if I don't know what that's about, but so I'm doing 77. It's got tons of power. Like, it'll keep up with all of these bikes for sure, but that's interesting because it only has 6 gears, so if this is stressing the engine, then it might not be a good highway bike, but I just don't understand the RPM that much on this bike, so. Wow, brakes are very extreme. Brakes are extremely touchy. Let's see how this corner feels. Downshifting's pretty smooth, actually. Oh yeah, this feels awesome going around this corner here. It's so light. And you just have tons of torque to roll on through the corner, so. The roll-on power in 6th gear isn't crazy, but it's definitely better than a gasoline motorcycle, because a gasoline motorcycle, if you're in 6th gear, then you're basically lugging it up. So let's see, roll on. Oh yeah, very good power in this one. So yeah, the seating position kind of reminds me of my Triumph Street Triple and maybe an FZ07. It's a naked bike, so you gotta expect that there's gonna be some wind resistance. Suspension feels pretty stiff. I can feel most of the bumps in the road, and those little divots in the road, I can feel all of those, so suspension feels pretty stiff. But if it's too soft, then you sacrifice handling. So this bike deserves a nice stiff suspension. These mirrors are actually pretty good. They're pretty wide, so you don't have to chicken wing too bad to see what's behind you. Roll on here. Yeah, plenty of power actually. I'm surprised. This is fun. So yeah, bike feels super light when you're at a stop. I think it's got a good weight balance going because it feels really good around corners especially. And it's cool, you don't even have to, no clutch, look at this, no clutch. No clutch, just throttle. Oh yeah, oh my goodness, this bike feels so good around the corners. Now, this isn't a gas engine, right? So it doesn't vibrate like a gas engine, but there is a little bit of vibration. It's more high-pitched down by your feet, but honestly, it's not that annoying. Like, you can barely notice it's there. I think these electric bikes would be good beginner bikes because the throttle response is very tame and you kind of got to roll into the power, and they're very easy to ride. No clutch. Well, I mean, this one has a clutch, but honestly, you leave it in 3rd gear and you just shift up and down to 3rd gear, that's it. So to summarize what I said in this short test ride, The power on this 2016 Victory Empulse TT is awesome. It's got plenty of torque, plenty of roll-on power. It handles amazingly. I don't know, I can't stress that enough how easy it is to handle. Battery life doesn't seem all that good yet. I'm at 82%. I think we only went out for 15-20 minutes. And I wasn't riding super hard either, so battery life isn't great yet, but that'll definitely be improved. Such an easy bike to ride, honestly. But yeah, great bike overall. I really like this model, Empulse TT. These electric bikes do have a great future coming. They just need to improve the battery range. And that's it though. Thanks for watching. There's neutral, okay. And shut off.
It's almost like when you let off, so the impulse